purpose of parole is to provide a structured, supervised and supported transition from prison into the community. And the reason why that's done is to recognise the difficulties that so many people have leaving a structured, disciplined, fairly rigid environment such as prison and re-entering the community with all of the pitfalls that confront prisoners when they first come back into the community. Whenever the board considers an application for parole, an application to vary conditions of parole, or an application to cancel, the board's paramount consideration is the safety and protection of the community. That is now enshrined in legislation following the review of the parole system in the Adult Parole Board in 2013. So that is the golden thread that runs through the system, the paramount consideration of the safety and protection of the community. The board can never eliminate risk, and that must be clear, and everyone recognises that, from our fiercest critics to our strongest proponents. We're dealing with human beings, many of whom are fractured, often through fault other than themselves. So the whole idea of parole is to provide the supervision, the monitoring, the conditions which will help people on parole to get through their parole to discharge, which is the end of the sentence, and hopefully preceding living thereafter a law-abiding life. We have a large amount of information about each applicant for parole, including, and most importantly, assessment by corrections as to whether or not that person is suitable for parole, and if so, on what conditions the board should consider. Ultimately, it's the board's decision, but we value greatly the input of Corrections Victoria and their expert parole team to advise us as to whether or not a person is suitable for res or parole. If a victim of a crime of violence, or a sibling or parent of a victim of a crime of violence, or a partner, wish to, they can become registered with the Victims Registry. They will be given notice by the registry of when an application for parole is made by the person, the perpetrator of violent offending, and will then be invited to make submissions to the board, one, as to what impact they think paroling this perpetrator might have upon them, how they feel about it, and secondly, they're able to make submissions to the board as to what conditions they say the board should consider imposing so as to protect them from either any physical contact with the person concerned or actually even seeing the person. And as a result of the legislation, the board must consider those submissions, and the board does. We must have hope. If we don't have hope, these people are confined either to prison or to ongoing disadvantage. They'll never enjoy life, never have a proper law-abiding life, a constructive life. So we're in that situation where we hope people get through their parole. We give them every opportunity, but if we feel that they're failing or they're having overwhelming difficulties and the safety and protection of the community is at risk, we'll cancel and return them to custody. Parole is working. Parolees are now getting through their parole at a remarkable level compared to, say, 2013, 2014, when it was 54%. So it's a remarkable change. 2013-14, 60 people were convicted of serious violent offences and sex offences committed whilst on parole. Following the review and the administrative and legislative changes to the system, that number has dropped. This year, as we speak, there are 3. The last 2 years, 5. It says something, doesn't it? What's happening is that people are being better prepared for parole than ever before.